haven't seen my face before, hello! But today is such an exciting video because I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the books I've been reading. But I've been reading a lot of books so far this year, which has been weird considering everything that's going on in the world, but I hope your reading is going well. But before I get onto the video, I really hope you guys subscribe to my channel because it really does help my channel out so much. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get on to some of the books that I've loved so far in 2021. Okay, so starting us off, this is being like such an awesome series and I can't wait for the last book, but it is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. It broke me, but you can see how many tabs I have in this book, and it was such a huge book, but I loved every single sentence of it. Cassandra Clare is one of my favorite authors. Just the world she has built, I can literally read any book she comes out with and love it so much. As you can see, I have a lot of Cassandra Clare. Obviously the first one was Chain of Gold. I kind of found it was a little bit interesting because the plot was kind of like non-existent, which I know sounds weird and I can't really judge it yet since I haven't read the whole series, even though the first book was very character driven and it was very much a lot of things that didn't really make sense and the plot was very like on the side. I think the second book really picked up and it really was a lot more interesting regarding like the characters' powers, but this one of course I enjoyed so much better than the other one. The irony and there are so many parallels with her books and different series, like it's insane. And also guys, I can't contain my excitement, but I literally cried when Jem Carstairs was mentioned because Jem is my favorite character. And the way she ships so many people, like I'm rooting for so many couples, it's so good. So I really recommend you guys to read this series if you haven't, but before, I really encourage you to actually read the Clockwork Angel series because this is the best series and I can already tell this is better than this. No offense, I know a lot of people love this. This is an amazing series, I really recommend it. So this is number one on my list. Okay, so the next one is amazing. It's a standalone and it's actually like so good and I was blown out of the water. And that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and Erin's writing is beautiful. But The Night Circus follows two main characters who have to go through like a competition, and it's very magical and it involves like a circus, people with amazing supernatural powers, and it's just a romance also, like and a lot of things were kind of left up to the reader's interpretation, which I really love because I don't like, you know, the author giving away too many answers, but it's almost like a forbidden romance. And if you add magic and a whole huge circus which moves around the world, like that's amazing. So this is a really exciting book and I really recommend it for those who want to read it. So yeah, this is number two. Okay, before you say anything, yes, I knew what I was getting myself into, but still, I feel broken. The next book I have is A Little Life by Hanya Hanagihara. Sorry, I can't really pronounce the name right. But A Little Life is, I don't know what to say about this book actually. This really broke me and but I actually haven't finished this because as you can see all my tabs, I'm literally halfway through and I'm thinking, how the heck could this get any worse? It's literally such a depressing novel, but it's so good and I love the characters so much and I feel like I have an obligation to keep reading. I don't know what to do because it's literally making me depressed and it's literally like sucking so much energy out of me because I've cried so many times. Because as you can see, like the annotations, all the green ones have been all the times I've cried, and all the purple tabs are all the things that make me sad. So this was an awesome book. There's even a time where I was reading one page and I cried twice in it. I read like half the page, I cried for like 30 minutes, and then I recovered, and then I read the second half of the page and then I cried again. Like, this is how broken this book has made me. But it's wonderfully written. and that's the bad thing. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it or DNF it, but so no, I don't recommend this, but from what I've read so far, it's an amazing, amazing novel. But it's just really sad, so this is a number 3. Okay, so the next one is completely awesome. A lot of mixed opinions about it, and as a little sneak peek, it does have its own Netflix series. So the next one is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and this book was beautiful. I have very mixed feelings about the actual series in itself. I did really enjoy this novel, this whole novel. This was a really good book, but the next one, Siege and Storm, I really didn't like, and then the last one, Ruin and Rising, I liked. So it was kind of like a mixed opinion because I don't really think a lot happened in the second book, but this first book really introduced the world really well, and also the powers and the magic system as well. It's a wonderful world, and of course a lot of people prefer the Six of Crows duology. I do too, and no, I'm not a Darkling stan. I don't really support him because he's a bit manipulative and crazy, but he didn't deserve what happened to him. I'm not going to spoil it, so it's okay. It's a really good series and a really strong book, so yeah, this is number 4. Okay, so the last book is a really interesting novel. It's a really short one as well, but it was really fun to read. So the last book is Wildcat Falling by Colin Johnson, and this was a really interesting novel, and it was almost something to learn from. But if you didn't know, I live in Australia, so there are Indigenous people who were here before we actually came and colonized this country, and the Aborigines were very oppressed, and it's all very sad, a very depressing history Australia has, but this was a really insightful and amazing novel. Like, I think it's like one of my favorite novels like ever. And Wildcat Falling is about this little boy who gets in a lot of trouble in society, and he is always like visiting a jail, and how he's so very narcissistic and he doesn't love his life, but he doesn't hate it either. This novel was the first ever book published in Australia by an Aboriginal author, so that's why I really wanted to read this book. And his writing is beautiful and very descriptive and just very simple as well, and I really enjoyed this book. And I was so very happy that I picked it up and was able to read it. So yeah, this is the last book I really enjoyed this year. Of course, I have like so many more books that I really enjoyed this year, but I'm just gonna give you 5 for today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But if you do want a part 2, make sure you comment down below. But I'll have my Goodreads down below if you guys want to add me. I've read like over 20 books, which doesn't seem like a lot to a lot of people, but it is a lot for me because I'm a very slow reader. Please subscribe also, it really helps me, and also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will just say goodbye and sign off here, and I will see you guys in my next book video. Bye!